T-shirt displays, poems, speakers, and videos were shown to commemorate the survivors of domestic violence.
Well, Domestic Violence Awareness Month is a national event in the month of October to raise awareness about the extent of domestic violence around the country, and also to talk about ways to reduce and prevent domestic violence.
Two of the main events UNI hosted to commemorate Domestic Violence Awareness Month were the Clothesline Project and Shine the Light on Domestic and Sexual Violence.
We decided to get involved in the Clothesline Project, which is a national event. It's been going on since 1990. It started in Massachusetts. And basically, to do the Clothesline Project, you have survivors of domestic and sexual violence and their allies decorate T-shirts that express their feelings about their experiences or the experiences of their friends in domestic violence and sexual assault. And then we hang those T-shirts on a clothesline on campus so everyone can go over and look at them and read the statements. And the idea behind this is that it promotes the healing experience by letting people express their emotions. It's very cathartic. And also for all the viewers, it helps to raise awareness about the effects of domestic and violence and sexual assault.
The Women's and Gender Studies program played a big part in bringing the Clothesline Project back.
Well, Women's and Gender Studies at UNI felt that we should be very much involved in Domestic Violence Awareness Month. First of all, we do a lot of public programming here, and secondly, it seemed like an issue that was of particular importance to us. Obviously, domestic violence doesn't just affect women, but 86 to 90% of victims of sexual assault are female. Women are also disproportionately the victims of domestic violence as well. So we thought for our program that it would make sense to be involved, and we wanted to get involved by sponsoring the Clothesline Project and co-sponsoring other events with some community organizations like Seeds of Hope and Cedar Valley Friends of the Family, who are domestic violence and sexual assault advocates for survivors. And so in addition to the Clothesline Project, we also put together a panel called Shine the Light on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. And in this panel, we are talking about, we have survivors of domestic violence speaking, and also some people speaking about how we can all prevent domestic violence.
Shine the Light on Domestic and Sexual Violence was an event that brought students and speakers together to raise awareness and prevent domestic violence. Some of the speakers included Jessica Garraway, a UNI student who read a poem about the cycle of violence. Lisa Ambrose from the Seeds of Hope discussed what domestic violence is and more about the cycle of violence in relationships. Casey Herkelman from the Cedar Valley Friends of the Family discussed shelters where victims and children of domestic violence can stay if they need protection. There was also a PSA shown, One is Too Many, that shows that one victim of domestic violence is still too many. Chris Poole, an intern at Seeds of Hope and a UNI senior, discussed more about how men can break out of this man box society puts them in. A longer film was shown on how men can stop domestic violence. And to end the event, Alan Heisterkamp, the director of the Mentors in Violence Prevention, discussed how bystander intervention is the main key in stopping and preventing domestic violence. Cutter explained her goals and outcomes of these events.
Basically, we have three main goals. The first is to raise awareness of the extent of domestic violence. I think everybody knows what domestic violence is, but a lot of people aren't aware of how prevalent it is. Second is to have an experience where survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault and their allies can express their feelings about it through decorating the T-shirts. And third, we're focusing on prevention of domestic violence, teaching people, how can you help in the prevention of domestic violence.
Anyone can get involved in raising awareness of domestic violence. An easy way for students to get involved is to join a student group or stopping by the Women in Gender Studies office in Sabin Hall and asking how you can get involved in a project that advocates stopping domestic violence in any relationships. Reporting for UNI-TV, I'm Dakota Funk.